Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn it around. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Good movie. Favorite part. How dumb I like spend the money to go watch that movie.
Chasing that money, living for the thrill.
No, it wasn't.
Aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Well, I'm back. Dinner on this time. What do I do now? Turn.
Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Bad guys do real shit, no one can stop it. Walking in the shadows, always on the profit. Fast cars, big trains, living on the edge. Haters talking trash, but we ain't even face. Just the rebels with the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn it around. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make the kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. But in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. Real shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Hill Faction? Welcome back to Hill Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do Hill Shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Draven Grimes, and today we've got Fantasy Wars.
So glad he was able to hit it that time.
Topic.
What if Roman Reigns was cheered in 2015? Basically, what if he got over in 2015? I have a couple scenarios that could fit the mold here, and I got one where something in 2014 didn't happen, but it kind of got moved into 2015. A whole bunch of shit. This is not like one of our normal fantasy wars where we just book out something. This is more of a conversational piece, and I got certain scenarios that I want to go over with you, discuss, converge, all that good shit. So, hit the intro. Let's get this shit going.
All right. Well, we will be right back.
Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel Shit Podcast, where the bad boys reign. Never following the norm, always causing pain.
All right, we are back. How you doing today, brother?
Man, isn't it great to be alive on a Thursday night to talk wrestling?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Didn't sound too enthusiastic there, my guy.
We're getting close to the end of the week. My energy is not where it
Christ.
was a few days ago, but
Ain't
we're gonna
that
make this
the
happen.
truth? Maybe you should hit some of that doobie.
Oh, Dubby.
Doobie, whatever. Hit the Benjamin too. Fuck it.
Okay, I hit
Smack
the
that
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Smack it for me too.
For all you guys watching on you or streaming, we broke camera, our main camera that we're usually on,
He broke
And-
the camera.
and we're using a less quality backup. So apologize. We'll have it fixed before Sunday.
Yeah. I blame him. He blames Elwood. Elwood, Durs, I guess. I don't know.
Fuck.
I thought he wasn't here.
What's up, Lewis? Good to see you, bro.
All right. So, Roman
So
Reigns.
What if Roman Reigns actually got over in 2015?
Well, first off, let's acknowledge our tribal chief. That's enough of that. It's really weird because if we didn't do this, if we didn't go through this phase of John Cena-ing him down our throats, I don't feel the mold would have been casted for what would eventually become the tribal chief. With that being said, let's kind of rewind the clock, so to speak, and kind of give a little backstory as to why this happened. So, Royal Rumble 2015. How well do you remember this pay-per-view?
Vaguely.
Okay. So, this is what happened in the Rumble, and this is one of my scenarios. I'm going to present it to you.
Okay.
What happened was Roman entered late, tossed out every fan favorite, and won, while the crowd was still reeling from Daniel Bryan's early elimination. The booking made it feel like Roman was the corporate choice over the people's choice. And I say that because remember, they were so pissed off after Daniel Bryan got eliminated, not a single person got cheered at all, with the exception of when The Rock's music hit for them to go help Roman Reigns. But as soon as the fans realized why The Rock was there, John Cena ECW 2006 One Night Stand heat.
Yeah.
It was brutal. So that's what really happened. So I'm going to give you an alternate scenario. Ponder it over. Give it some thought. And when I get done with this, we will converse.
Okay.
Daniel Bryan never enters the Royal Rumble that year. Maybe loses a hard-fought match earlier in the night to Seth Rollins or something like that, keeping him out of the Rumble and avoiding the disappointment.
Okay.
Roman enters much earlier, probably about 10, 12, something like that, and has a long, gutsy run instead of a last few minutes burst. Because I think he came out like 29 or 30 that year. Okay. The final three are Roman, Bray Wyatt, and Rusev. Okay. Roman wins by surviving the 2-on-1 beatdown because at the time Bray Wyatt and Rusev were both heels.
Okay.
Fighting from underneath instead of looking unstoppable. We didn't get that Superman Roman Reigns. Post-match, The Rock comes out not to celebrate, but to help fend off another attack, making it about the fight, not the coronation of Roman Reigns.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Because remember, Royal Rumble's when all this shit started with like, fuck Roman Reigns kind of thing.
Yeah.
If we kept Daniel Bryan out of it, I feel that disappointment of him not winning that year would have made the outcome very different. And also with how Roman was booked to be basically Superman in this match, kind of killed it.
Yeah.
But if he was able to take it and run the distance with it and, survive a good 35 minutes in this match
Mm.
and still come out on top. And if you needed The Rock to come in there, I only put them in there just to, kind of keep some canonish to it and have him come out, like I said, not to coronate Roman Reigns, but to help fend off another attack.
Okay.
I think that would have been a good footing for the rest of the year. We could have eventually worked up to Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, not saying Mania. Because if I remember correctly, this is the WrestleMania that he worked Brock Lesnar for the title, I believe. And if that's the case, and if Roman got over as much as I kind of planned this out to be, I wouldn't have Roman win.
Yeah.
I would have him have the long chase. Your thoughts?
I like how you've negated the worst parts about that show. You're right. The fans desperately wanted Daniel Bryan to win that match.
Mm-hmm.
And the boos while Rock was raising Roman's hand, like it was just, it had to have broken Roman's heart at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're taking away the Daniel Bryan factor. You're taking away the golden boy by making him come out much earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And book it to where he has to overcome a lot more. I think that's a really good start on reversing or negating what happened at that point in real life.
Okay. Is there anything you would tweak, you would add, you would take away from this to kind of put your own spin on it? And not even necessarily Royal Rumble, like even like I said, I kind of like booked it out just a little bit to the Brock Lesnar match. Would it still be Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania you want him to work with? Would it be somebody else?
I'd have to remember who was in the main event scene at the time, but I think as far as the Royal Rumble part, I would have made, obviously don't start him at 1 because he's not a little guy that can go that long, but start him in the middle of the pack, make it book it to where it's an unbelievably uphill road for him.
Mm-hmm.
That he desperately has to do almost otherworldly kind of things to win. Everything has to go his way. He's got to, I think by the time the Rumble comes down to the end, I think the fans would be cheering for him.
Right.
I don't know enough. I can't remember enough about what the main event scene was to respond to him and Brock. This wasn't the cash in, was it?
Yes. Yes, it was.
So this was the Seth Rollins cash in?
This was the Seth Rollins cash in where he stole the title.
I don't think that happens because I think that happened as a result of the panic WWE was in with that huge rejection of Roman Reigns.
I agree. But like I said, I wouldn't put Roman over Brock at WrestleMania that year because I don't think he was ready.
No, I can agree with that, but I don't think the cash in happens in this scenario.
Well, what if we played it like this, and we still get the cash in? Match goes as planned. Brock goes over. Roman's out of the picture now. Then Seth cashes in,
oh well, yeah, I can see that.
and we still have Seth walk out with the title. Roman's not taking a pin. Lesnar's the one that has to take the pin. It makes him look like he's actually beatable. It makes it actually, more of a legitimate threat when he does return. At least to me it does, because what was it? It was like 2 or 3 pay-per-views down the line that it was Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar for the title. Yeah. So as long as Roman doesn't walk out as champion in 2015 at WrestleMania, I'm fine with whoever actually does walk out, whether it's Seth or whether it's Brock.
I would be completely okay with the cash in after the match.
Mhm.
Yeah, that still accomplishes the same goal, but I don't think it happens the way it happened.
Yes. It's not the heist of the century
Right.
at all. It's just,
Just a normal cash in.
but if that's the case, that kind of takes away a little bit of the architect shit from Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Because he outsmarted both of them to win the title. He took out the strongest guy, he pinned the weakest guy, so to speak. And to be fair, you know, they've been open about it. That moment at WrestleMania where Seth thanked Roman was like a very important moment for both of them. But flip flop it then. If Seth's walking out with the belt either way, say Roman beats Brock, and then Seth cashes in. We still get that moment.
Yeah, you can still get that moment. But
I don't think it's as impactful for Seth
right.
if it's Roman that he's beaten for it.
I agree.
Okay. Good shit. Good shit. So you want to run this to a first commercial break? We'll come back with another scenario.
All right, sounds good. We'll be right back. What up, Heel Faction? Today's day and age, internet security is of paramount importance. That's why today's sponsor is Surfshark VPN. Tell them about it, Draven.
Dude, it's really quite simple. VPNs are the way of the future. Keeps your stuff secure, safe, and out of hackers' hands. You want to go watch Netflix over in Japan? Flip that shit over. You want to go watch the capital P word, and you can't because you're in one of these states that got it banned? Flip that shit over to another country. Really quite simple.
Absolutely. Keeps your information safe, out of the hands of hackers. VPNs, as Draven said, are the future. If you use the link in the description, you can get Surfshark VPN for 88% off plus 3 free months.
Damn, that's quite a steal.
Yeah, we're talking about less than $2 per month plus 3 free months. If you sign up using the link in the description. Safe surfing, happy surfing, keep your shit safe. We'll get back to the show. All right, we are back. Want to remind everybody about the YouTube memberships. You can click this button down here that says join. We've got 2 tiers to choose from, and we'd love to have you as a member. Each tier comes with some really good perks. So check them out and join the Heel Faction.
Good shit. Good shit.
So I really enjoyed that first scenario. So what do you got next?
Well, we're going to have to rewrite a little bit of history for my next one.
Okay.
Let's not break up the Shield in 2014.
Okay.
Let's break them up later in 2015. And this is why. This is what actually happened with the Shield breakup. Roman was pushed as the next big thing immediately after the Shield split up in mid-2014 before he really had a chance to develop naturally as a singles babyface. Can we agree on this?
Yes.
To me, it felt very forced. I did not enjoy that run. I enjoyed more of Moxley's singles run afterwards, Ambrose, whatever. But he got put in immediate title contention with Seth Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really title contention, but you know what I mean, for the Money in the Bank briefcase and shit like that. Great feud there. Great chemistry. Meanwhile, we got fucking John Cena over here fucking cooking goddamn Roman Reigns. Doing this better part-time than he ever could full-time. Right? So what if we didn't break up the Shield yet?
Okay.
What if we delayed the break up until after WrestleMania 31? We have the trio go into 2015 as a dominant babyface faction, feuding with the Authority and protecting each other from constant heel ambushes. Roman's WrestleMania moment from WrestleMania 31 wouldn't be with Brock. It would be a Shield triple team win against Triple H, The Big Show, and Kane, where all 3 of them ate Shield bombs.
Okay.
And we stack them like cordwood.
Like cordwood.
There's not a solo match against Brock yet. This lets the crowd cheer the unit while still building Roman Reigns up as the guy down the line when it actually does break down. I would probably break it down around SummerSlam. And that kind of bleeds into our Shield fantasy wars from a week or two ago. What do
Say
you
that
think?
part again.
Remember when we did the what if the Shield didn't break up in 2014?
Yeah.
This kind of bleeds into that a little bit. I kind of pulled a little bit from that.
Okay.
So take what you remember from that going into this.
Okay.
How do you feel?
It's a huge change to history, which obviously we like here. I don't have too much problems with this. Would the triple shield bomb be for any kind of special? Like, would the match mean anything beyond just winning the match? Is there stipulations? Is there?
I didn't really think too much of a stipulation. This is more like the blow off match. This is like the last time we see the Shield and the Authority have a match together.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think too much into it as far as, if the Shield loses, they have to break up. If the Authority loses, they lose their power, because they just went through that in 2014
Right.
with the whole Team Authority versus Team Cena thing. Still pulling off that. Too soon to pull that off. I think the key moment here would be Roman Reigns Supermaning all three members of the Authority in this match. They have Seth down, they have Moxley down, and Roman's got to fight again from underneath
Sure.
to take out Kane, take out the Big Show, and once them two are out of the way, Triple H is finally alone. They finally get that one-on-one moment that was sorely needed at that time. And that's where everything goes to scrambled eggs. That's where we set up a double, triple power bomb, so to speak. Obviously, it's not going to be on the fucking Big Show. We have Kane on one shoulder. We have Triple H on the other. Bam, takes them out. Then you hit the big one on the Big Show for the pin.
Okay.
It's pretty much a blow-off match from there. I wouldn't have them touch again. Damn sure Triple H ain't going to wrestle again this year because This is his part-time gig. This is how you could write Kane off of television instead of having to do that really weird transformation in the back of the ambulance gimmick that he did,
Mm-hmm.
and bring him back down the line as Demon Kane to face Roman Reigns once the Shields broke up. And to me, the Shield breakup here, again, wouldn't be Seth destroying the Shield. It would be Moxley destroying the Shield. Because Moxley's always been better as a heel than Seth. Let's call it what it is.
Sure.
Granted, Moxley's not running around with Renee Paquette's fucking wardrobe. Thank Christ. So that was my mindset from this. But again, I was also pulling from our Fantasy War episodes of us not splitting the Shield up yet.
So when do they finally break up?
I'd say SummerSlam that year. I say Roman gets into title contention. I say Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase the month prior. Moxley's jealous of it. Tosses Roman the title. Steals the briefcase from Seth. Holds it hostage. They have this. We have some feud where Moxley finds a tag team partner. It eventually blows off with Seth and Roman winning. They go their separate ways. Moxley does his own thing moving forward. We put the strap on Roman at Survivor Series that year, the last of the big four. We had Seth cash in on him, babyface and babyface, the following pay-per-view. We have that massive blow-off. We have Moxley interfere in that, in which we can go into that triple threat match at Royal Rumble.
The only problem I have with even when we did the Fantasy Wars about the Shield, like we don't get that backstabbing moment, that chair shot to the back, the turn to the Authority, and I think that was in and of itself a very important moment.
I agree with that.
So that's my only issue with rebooking the Shield and keeping them together and breaking them apart like a normal faction. is you miss that moment, and that's a historic moment.
No, I can respect that.
Yeah, but no, other than that, it flows right. It could be booked perfectly.
Okay, good deal. Um, other than the chair shot, is there anything you would tweak, you would add to, you would take away from?
Does the cash in work?
No, because Moxley interferes in
That's
the
right.
match,
That's right.
which goes into a triple threat at the Royal Rumble.
I like that. I like that part of it.
Okay.
So then that ties up the ends because I was just I wasn't ready in that scenario for Seth to cash in to win it. But I love the stifling the cash in and the triple threat at the next to the big four.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And we run it just like we did on the Shield rebook. We have Moxley walk out with that title,
Yeah.
and that could set up potentially another 3-way at Mania, or you can just run Roman Moxley.
Yeah, I like that. I'm on board with that.
Okay, good deal. So I got 2 more. So let's run this. See how you like it. This one kind of ties into what I was saying on the first one with Daniel Bryan. So with Daniel Bryan, this is what actually happened at WrestleMania 31. Daniel Bryan returned and lost early on the card. Lost early in the card to win the IC title ladder match. Did not win that. Putting it in this one. Fans still wanted him in the main event, so Roman was seen as the replacement in the main event against Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Here's where we go into Canada, basically. Bryan is put into a respectful, competitive number 1 contender match with Roman Reigns at Fastlane instead of a throwaway feud with Kane. Roman beats Daniel Bryan clean in a 30-minute war that ends with Bryan raising Roman's hand, basically passing the torch to him. This legitimizes Roman to the fans and makes the WrestleMania 31 match earned, not forced, with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, you're just going back and you're picking out the major moments that turn fans against him and correcting those. I like it.
Mm-hmm. So if we did this, and we did the main event with Brock Lesnar, do we pull the trigger on the cash in? That's the big question for this one too. And if we do, who does Seth go over on the cash in? Because to me, the first one, it made more sense to Brock to win the title for Seth to cash in. But in this one, this feels more like Roman's moment being taken away from him if he won the title.
Yeah, I think you do the cash in like the heist.
Like mid-match?
Yeah, just the way they did it originally. I think by that time the fans would be on Roman's side, and it just builds the sympathy.
Okay.
You know, you have Seth still walk out. You have him pin Roman. You know, I don't have a problem with that even. So yeah, I'm good with that.
So here, I would change it. Because of the way this was built up, because the way Daniel Bryan passed the torch to Roman Reigns in this theory, I would have Roman win the belt.
Have Roman what?
Win the belt.
Win the belt. Okay.
Have him have that moment. And then have Seth Rollins do what he did to CM Punk. Go down there, beat the dog shit out of him with the fucking briefcase, hit him with a curb stomp, and pin him 1, 2, 3. You still kind of get the heist of the century feel because it was shown that Roman Reigns is the guy now.
Right.
He's the main event guy now, leading this new generation. And Seth Rollins stole that moment from Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
But because of this, and this is how we can tie another piece of history in. Because if you remember, WrestleMania 31 was the last time he used the curb stomp for 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What if Roman Reigns, kayfabe, sold a concussion because he ate the curb stomp on the briefcase, which forced WWE to put the curb stomp into the ban list, keep him off television for 3-4 months, have him return at SummerSlam, had that massive rematch.
Yeah, he's gone away. He's been missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That gives Seth time to grow as a champion. He goes through the whole feuds that he did all the way up into SummerSlam. Because remember, the SummerSlam that year was him and John Cena. We don't put John Cena there. We have John Cena do the United States Open Challenge, and that is it.
Yeah.
Benjamin shit. We have Roman Reigns return the night after the previous pay-per-view that he worked Brock Lesnar. Invokes a rematch clause. Triple H comes out as the authority, says that's not going to happen. You got to earn your spot. Roman Reigns hands him a fucking envelope with a lawsuit inside. Unsafe work environment. He went a little corporate on this. He's playing the game, so to speak. Give me my title match. I don't follow through with this. Title match is fucking made. For that one night only, the curb stomp is unbanned. Per the authority. But here's the kicker. You let Roman win that match with the curb stomp.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping that's where that was going.
Mm-hmm. That's the way I do it.
That's dope. Thinking long term.
I always do.
Yeah.
Killer.
All right. Well, let's throw it to a commercial. We'll see what you got next.
Okay.
Castell. Indulge in the revolution.
Oops, hold on. Hold on.
Well, suffer and suck
All
attach.
right, there we go. Here, let's go through some of these comments.
Go right ahead.
Anthony says, wait, I'm confused. Why do you like Roman when it's... I don't know if I was on the mic enough.
Good enough.
Wait, I'm confused. Why do you like Roman when it was a curve stomp, but that's not his finisher? I'm confused. Because at that time the curb stop was banned, but in this scenario it would be a one night only that they can use the curb stomp. So what better way to kind of go over on the bad guy than to use the unbanned finisher to put him down?
And the way I was thinking through this is, what's the ultimate revenge for Roman Reigns that's been off of television 4 months with a concussion caused by the curb stomp? What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
You were good. It was good enough for you to hit me with a curb stomp to take the title away from me. I'm gonna do the same thing to you.
Also says, how would you book Dean Dean in this situation? The impacts, how you book Roman and Seth.
Moxley was nowhere near Seth or Roman at this point in time around WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
He was in the IC title ladder match. That's where he was. He was stuck in mid card. These two, and I've expressed my anger on this. Moxley got the short end of the stick here during this time frame. He was just seen as another mid card guy that wears jeans and a tank top, and that's all WWE saw in him. That's all Vince saw in him. Roman was getting tailor-made to be the guy. Seth was going to be the yin to his yang. So for that, I wouldn't touch Moxley's booking at all.
Yeah.
Now, unless you're referring to the Shield scenario, at that point, like I said, Moxley's the reason for the Shield breakup. Moxley's the reason the cash-in failed, and Moxley still walks out with the WWE title after the triple threat at Royal Rumble, setting up Roman and Moxley.
Yeah. Yeah, they all play. Let's see what else. James says Reigns winning at Mania 31 with full fan support would have changed everything. Yeah, but the tricky part is how do we get him in that position with full fan support? That's the tricky part of this fantasy is how do we make Reigns basically over because he was not at all.
I think either one of the scenarios that involve the Royal Rumble or Daniel Bryan works well. If I have to choose one that's going to work better than the other, it would have to be the Daniel Bryan one because he has to put a lot more work in there. He has to put in a lot more oomph. He has to show more that he's ready for that next step in his career.
Right.
Rather than just winning a battle royal. What else you got?
Let's see. Is Roman still face by 2016, or do fans turn on him anyway?
That's a good one. Let me think on that. We do the Shield one. Obviously, Roman's still babyface because Moxley's. If we run either one of the other scenarios, whether it be the Rumble or the Daniel Bryan gimmick, if we run the Daniel Bryan gimmick, he's got the torch passed to him. I keep him babyface there.
Right.
For the Rumble, we would need a reason. And the only reason I can think of is he turns his back on the fans and becomes the new golden boy for the Authority.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could see them actually turning if we did the scenario with the Royal Rumble correctly.
Okay. All right. Well, you got one more scenario. Let's hit that and then take it home.
All right. So let's reframe the match at WrestleMania 31 with Brock Lesnar. There's what actually happened. Roman walked into WrestleMania 31 as the unshakable golden boy against the beloved Brock Lesnar, who was killing everybody. So let's switch some shit up. Leading into WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar destroys Roman twice. Similar how he did Cena and...
Elwood, what the fuck are you doing, son?
You have approximately 3.7 seconds. What the fuck are you doing? Dude.
What the fuck?
What are you doing?
We're live right now, dude.
Are you getting ready for...
You
know what he's doing.
I know what he's doing. He's trying to measure. But
Get your boy. Get your boy.
Stop. Get it and go. Grab that too. Grab the sign. No one's gonna bite you. Just. Thank you, Elwood.
2.
Thank you, Elwood.
3.
Appreciate that.
4. 5. Oh, he got an extra strength Ben Gay. Jesus Christ. Oh.
Hey, he's old. He sleeps on the ground. What do you?
I expect the hooked on phonics to actually start working. He makes actual fucking words and syllables and shit, not just. I can't.
He's gonna come back.
You know
he's
what?
Gonna
I
come
can't
back
wait.
next week talking like Keith Lee. Indubitably, sir.
And that's fine because you know what? Next week starts, right?
What?
Well, remember, he went and spent $5 fucking grand for wrestling training, right?
Yep.
He wants to be a fucking pro wrestler, right?
Yep.
So I took it upon myself.
Oh Jesus.
And I sent that motherfucker all of this blob to a legitimate training school, and he's been accepted. He starts next Monday night.
Oh shit.
Oh, you excited now, motherfucker? You fucking wait. You wait, because I promise you, come Tuesday morning, you're gonna wish for death. You ain't going to move. Everything down to your ball hairs are gonna hurt. I promise you.
Not the ball hairs.
The ball hairs.
not to the ball hairs. Oh God, I remember when my ball hairs hurt after my first day of training. Memories.
I shaved. I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, the training put some hair on my nuts. So.
Goddamn. All right, getting back into this. We're reframing the Brock Lesnar thing. So what if, leading into Mania, Brock destroys Roman twice, similar to how he did Cena at SummerSlam the previous year, showing Roman Reigns is mortal, getting the sympathy. Roman cuts an intense promo without the suffer and succotash about earning respect and getting back up every time you knock me down. The typical proto babyface promo every time you get the shit kicked out of you. So at WrestleMania, Roman survives multiple F5s and kicks out and fighting like an underdog. He's basically Sami Zayn at this point to Kevin Owens. Seth Rollins still does the cash in. Seth still pins Roman. But because of how intense this fight was and how many times he kicked out of not just F5s, but German suplexes, countered Kimura locks, the crowd still leaves respecting Roman Reigns' toughness.
Right.
How do you feel about this? Because nothing really changes if you think about the match itself, other than the fact he gets hit with more shit.
Right.
And the build up to it.
But really, what's led up since the Rumble to feed that, make him that babyface?
The multiple beatdowns like he did to John Cena.
Oh, okay.
Because remember when it was Brock Lesnar, John Cena at 2014, the birth of Suplex City. 13 German suplexes, 2 F5s.
Right.
And then the following pay-per-view, rinse, repeat. John Cena got 0 offense in both matches.
Right.
But instead of matches, these are interferences. These are just beatdowns during matches that Roman was had with other people.
Okay.
But he doesn't stay down. Brock Lesnar, no matter what he can do, how powerful he is, how dangerous he can be, he can't keep Roman Reigns down. And that's what leads into that prototypical babyface, I'm going to get back up every time you knock me down promo. And that's the go home. In order for you to pin me, you're going to have to kill me. Seth Rollins still does the cash in. Seth Rollins still pins Roman Reigns. We still get the same result leading out of it. But the fans have more respect for Roman now for how much brutality he had to go through with Brock Lesnar. Because nothing Brock Lesnar did kept Roman Reigns down. It's the one thing Seth Rollins did that kept Roman Reigns down.
I like the subtle psychology in that.
Okay.
Very subtle. Trying to find some flaws. Because that's another textbook classic way to get fan support is the sympathy from the constant beatdowns. Can't go wrong. It's tried and true. And I like the little twist about Brock not being able to pin him still.
Brock can't pin him. Brock can't knock him out. Brock can't make him tap. It's the one thing Seth Rollins can do that Brock can't.
So where do we go from there? How does that piece of psychology move forward?
We don't let Roman immediately get a hold of Seth Rollins. We let Brock and Roman go into another match at Extreme Rules for the number 1 contendership.
Okay.
In an Extreme Rules match. And that's where Roman kind of shows subtle hints of the tribal chief as far as brutality is concerned. But we still have him as that babyface. But because it's Extreme Rules, because there's no disqualification, you have to do whatever you have to win the match. The brutality that he's going to inflict on Brock Lesnar is overlooked by how hot he is right now with the fans. the fans are going to eat that shit up. And he's going to get his comeuppance down the road, because obviously we're going to have Roman and Brock Lesnar for the title again. But on this night, not only did Brock not be able to put Roman down, Roman put Brock down.
I like it.
And then we lead into Seth Roman for the next 2 pay-per-views.
That's beautiful. I like it. I think this one and the scenario where we took Daniel Bryan out of the Rumble, I think those are my 2 favorite scenarios.
I don't think I can really pick one more than the other. I've liked all of these.
Yeah.
To me, this one, and this is coming from the guy that just wrote all this shit earlier, this one feels the weakest. Because all I really did was go back and tweak 2 weeks of TV.
Sure.
I didn't do anything else.
That made all the difference.
Mm-hmm. My favorite one would probably have to be Daniel passing the torch.
Okay.
That's probably my favorite one, because it shows that Roman Reigns not only can work, can go, but it also shows that Daniel Bryan is ready to pass that torch on. Because remember, around this time, he was dealing with real bad concussions and shit like that. He wasn't going to be on TV for much longer anyway. So this was a great way to go ahead and just write him off and let Roman excel. Not to mention with the scenario that we did, where Seth came in, beat the fuck out of him, curve stomped him into the briefcase, took him out with a concussion, came back at SummerSlam that year, and beat Seth for the title with the curve stomp. Just how all that fell together and how Roman wins it, basically with the one big fuck you, because I know after this, you can't touch me with that curve stomp again.
Right.
This was my favorite one.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite one is still the Royal Rumble one, the first one that we did. Just because you made so many minor changes that would have done so much for his popularity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just the simple fact of taking Bryan out of the match, or the simple fact of moving him up, 20 spots in the Rumble. It was
the whole shit with Dwayne, instead of coming out and, congratulating him, they actually came out and defended off a 2-on-1 attack. Yep.
Yeah, these are tiny things, but they build into something important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the clever use of booking to pull the fans in like that.
Right.
I understand the passing the torch and all that stuff, and that's a classic way to do it too. But it's not as tricky. It's like you're using magic in the Royal Rumble scenario to make the fans.
I'm doing nothing but using a pencil, baby.
Yeah, but it's like that's they're all marks at that point.
That's the beauty of pro wrestling, man.
Yeah.
Anything and everything can happen. Do me a favor, right on this screen, on the multi-screen, can you scroll up just a hair so I can see that comment right on top? Because I want to reference on this one. Anthony stated, do you guys think if Paul Heyman was involved in the booking of Dean Ambrose specifically, it would have changed how he was perceived instead of having Vince do him? At the time, Paul Heyman was so wrapped up with the Brock Lesnar story. I think that was his main focus. The best thing for Dean Ambrose to do in 2015 was to go away, come back with a new hold, quote unquote, new attitude. Give us basically what John Moxley was in AEW at the start of 2019. Give us that as Dean Ambrose in 2015.
Yeah,
that would have shot him right up into the main event card.
100%.
At least in my opinion. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, Dean Ambrose was not John Moxley.
No.
I mean, they had him with hot dog carts and shit. Like,
to be fair, the comedic stuff was kind of funny.
Yeah, but it still wasn't John Moxley. and he's at his best when he's John Moxley.
I agree. But I mean, we kind of got glimpses of that in like 2016, 2017 when like he off TV for a while, came back as Seth Rollins' mystery
Yeah,
manager, I guess. Like you could start to see it there.
yeah.
And then Vince fucking took a left turn on that shit. Killed me. All right, is there any other comments on there that you want to reference on?
No, I think we popped all the good ones.
Cool. Well,
Who would have been Roman's first major feud as a true babyface in 2015? I mean, you got to stick with Brock Lesnar feud of that. Most of the time, high percent.
2015. At that point, to go ahead and give him someone new to work with, Bray.
Would have been good.
Mm-hmm. Because remember, WrestleMania 31 is where Taker and Bray worked. And I think Bray could have came off on that. Even though he lost, he could have came off on that and then worked the program with Roman Reigns after WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Let me think. Bray worked the program with Sting. Sting was in WWE at that time, and we wouldn't have to get the bullshit with Triple H. We wouldn't have to get Seth Rollins. And I think Roman would have took care of him pretty well.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens would have been another good one. Brock is the easy answer, obviously.
Yeah.
And when the time came and they needed to pull the trigger on it, John Cena.
Sure. All right. Well, fantasy sufficiently booked.
Good deal. Good deal, because this was I ain't gonna lie, good fucking night. Fucking tired.
Well, do you want to hit the abridged version of the pleasantries and let's get out of here?
Pleasantries? Fuck it. Find us on all the social media platforms at Heel Shit Podcast. Buy all the merch down there in the link below at the Streamlabs. Don't forget the YouTube premium memberships. $1.99 gets you almost everything, including merch at cost, the stickers, the emojis, the premium video, stuff like that. You got the $4.99 tier with the personal phone calls and shit like that. That. Oh, am I missing anything? Oh, Booker's Table. Just go watch Booker's Table at this point. Fuck it, I don't care. Next week we have HSP, which we're going to do the pros and cons of 2-night pay-per-views. I'm still waiting to see if our two guests have confirmed or rescinded those invites. I'll get with that tomorrow and get tomorrow afternoon. We have WIW with Edgar from the Snug Wrestling Podcast, aka I love Logan Paul so much I coddle his nuts.
Testes, if you please.
Bullocks.
Them's your nuts.
As well as next Thursday night.
Fantasy Wars.
Yes, and you're going to like this one.
Huh?
I'm going to like this one because I'm going to fucking cook on this one. What if Triple H ran creative in the 2000s? They speculate on how early control by Triple H would have shaped the ruthless aggression era.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and just bring a couple shovels in here. And we just start digging holes for motherfuckers because that's all it is. Triple H digging holes. He's burying motherfuckers. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's going to be interesting, though, for that one because at the time, the early 2000s, he was always in title contention. He was always in the main event slot. Mm-hmm. And he was always, quote unquote, burying talent, which the talent that he worked was lifted every fucking time he worked them. Now, what they did after that was up to said talent. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. We're going to fucking cook on that one.
Yep.
Fuck it, I'm done.
All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did. For Draven Grimes, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
K-pop sucks.
Shit podcast, where the bad boys